told myself I'm gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my drawing in, man, because I just need to. Yeah, but we're working on zero today. So one of the biggest things that I'm trying to do is I'm really trying to get the anatomy right. So, and at least for me, one thing that I've been struggling with is I feel as though if some, this is just me personally, I feel as though if some of my sketches were more polished out, you know what I'm saying, me being an artist, um, but also like in digital art as well, like some of my vector process would have came out better, you know what I mean, in terms of me really getting the anatomy better, you know what I mean? So one thing that I've been struggling with doing these type of characters, because you know, like these Mega Man characters are kind of blocky for the most part, which isn't necessarily like difficult, but it's still like these characters still have the anatomy of a human. So that's something that I felt as though that I was like neglecting in my other like prior illustrations. You know what I mean, that I've been doing on Adobe Illustrator. So I figured, you know, let me try to get an actual sketch that's more polished out the way that I want it, and that probably would like help my process a little better. So honestly, I think I'm gonna do these legs over for real, for real. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do these legs over. I am not really feeling this mix. Let me see.
Stop dreaming, start looking. Your next trip is just a deal away on Priceline.
We were born on the battlefield and answered the call when America needed us most. From the original Freedom Machine came the original SUV.
But I mean, honestly, the good thing about the fact that these characters that got kind of like a lot of, I'll say like good shape language, it does make it a little easier to, um, you know, get the basics of the character down. But what I will say is, I think it could also lead you into being kind of lazy with getting the anatomy right. At least that's just me. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I got my reference on the left. So the reason why, you know, um, me and my squad is doing this project because, you know, I like more of like the illustrative aspect of art and design. You know what I mean? Compared to, you know, like typography and stuff like that. Well, so I'll say like this, like, you know, because like in graphic design, like you'll use a multitude of different like aspects into your designs. But I'm just saying, like, um, I figure studying other designers or yeah, other designers and artists that use the illustrator style to um, work with different agencies and stuff like that, you know, that's like the purpose of doing this project. So we putting something together, you know what I'm saying, using stuff that, you know, that we grew up on and stuff like that to create um, some collab projects together that we can help, you know, build up the skill to make a portfolio. But we're trying to get it done sooner than later. So this is only one aspect of the stuff that I'll be streaming. You know what I mean? I still work on my own specific style, which is Afrofuturism style. You know what I mean? So I will be doing a lot of sessions, just me like going through my process when I'm, you know, making a character from scratch, going from, you know, taking it from sketch concept all the way to digital vectorization, and then also, you know, animation. Speaking of that, I'll probably be looking at some animation courses. 2D animation is something that I always wanted to, you know, continue to learn, and I'm, you know, um, like I don't do it professionally or anything like that, but I just love to do it for fun. So even though like I don't make any money off of animation, I still want to learn animation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing these legs for zero. I'm just thinking about footballs for real, for real. But for me, really trying to get the anatomy down, like more solid, was definitely beneficial to get the, once I start adding the armor to the character to make it look more, uh, like it had more flow. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being so stiff. You know what I mean? Definitely gotta make some adjustments, but you know, like this is where uh, the digital aspect of it, you know what I mean, would pay off. Because like if I had this sketch right here, and like, so for like example, like one of the programs I use is Procreate. So in Procreate, they got this option where I could like use the select tool, and I can draw on the canvas or on the artboard where like what part of the illustration I want to select. So if I wanted to like tilt this arm instead of drawing it all the way over, I could just select this whole arm, press the select tool, and then I could like rotate and twist it. I could even scale it if I want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little stuff like that, like, you know, like where you do appreciate the digital process. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I do like drawing in my, you know, drawing stuff in my sketchbook. You know what I mean? Um, so this right here, this is the original character right here. This is my rendition of Papa Legba, and if you're not familiar with who that is, Papa Legba is a um, spiritual deity that is a part of our African tradition. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a modern version of him and apply him into the comic that I'm making, which is also Afrofuturism themed comic. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. You know, I'll be releasing like little, you know, bits and pieces of the story, you know, animatics from the story, of images that I've been, you know, like messing around with, you know, based on some ideas that I had and character designs that I had, and using AI to help me bring some of that stuff to life when it comes to the animatics. So better help me flush out, you know, my creation. All right, this is a little higher. Make this more sphere shape.
This fall, the NBA is coming home to NBC and streaming on Peacock. John Test still got it.
Boy, trying to get this armor right. Alright. So how I went about this is I really like, at least to a degree, got a solid foundation of the anatomy. So I really like built the muscular system as if, you know, like I was doing the human being. Because pretty much like, you know, these Mega Man characters are still built like human beings. They just have armor, you know, on them. You know what I mean? So, you know, let me build at least try to build some type of solid foundation when it comes to the anatomy. And then add the armor. Just the angle. Yeah, I kind of drew these legs on an angle that I don't need. First of all, I just want some chill music. Niggas got party music on the joint. Like, bro, I just want to chill vibes, bro. Like, what's going on, man? Got party music in the joint, like. Let's see. Cause I ain't trying to get copyrighted and shit.
Life runs on its own
I don't know. Maybe it's not clearing the background. I don't know.
We ran on yours.
Oh, maybe this shall suffice. But yeah, I'm gonna try to straighten out the leg, like going straight down instead of it like on that angle. So then it'll be easier for me to go back to the reference so y'all can see what I mean. It's like when I reference like the leg, it goes the leg that's closest to the hand with the sword, it goes like straight down, and I kind of like had it like on a curve, like going out that way instead of straight down this way. So that's why I was like, yo, I'm just going to erase this leg and do it over. See, it's like those that little nuance stuff that really makes a difference of how your illustration looks. For real, for real. So I figured no iPad, streaming off my phone so I'm not distracted, and kind of forcing me to, just be aware of certain things. And plus, drawing can be really relaxing. Then, cause like the more, and again, I'm not trying to get it perfect, but I am. When you're drawing from a reference and you're trying to really get it, close to the reference as possible to a degree, you really pay attention to the other details as in terms of like what makes, like why does the illustration look the way that it does compared to mine's? Like why is mine's not looking like that? Like what's the difference? You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that, like in terms of like those type of lessons where it's beneficial as an artist. Let's erase this. I need to get some new pencils, man. Try that other shoulder, armor. Up right here. Yeah, I'm streaming right now. Just a heads up. The missus just stepped in. I kind of like on that end. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, now we starting to really flesh this drawing out. I still feel like I'm missing something with this arm. Honestly, I think I might just do the arm all the way over for real, for real. It's not that difficult to draw. I ain't like the angle it was on. Yeah, I'll keep the shoulder guard and I'll just redraw the arm. I ain't like that angle. I kind of feel like it needs to be on a different angle just in general. Let me stare at this. Let me stare at the reference real quick. There's something off about it. Or it might just be the upper part. But for real, I think I still could finesse it for the most part, and I could just like fix that. Now that I could just do digital instead of drawing it all the way over again. I'm trying to figure out though. What y'all think? Make sure you're able to see what we got going on here. Um, we're trying to get these contour lines, aka curved lines. think I like that arm better. For the most part. Yeah, I like that arm way better than the one I had before. What y'all think? Let me see if I can find some copyright-free music just to make sure, man, because YouTube be drawing. Then this comes down. Yeah, it might be how I drew like this collar. Like the top piece of like the neck area of where Zero Armor is at. What I might not like. And then I gotta do the helmet too. Saving that for last. So I'm just gonna bring this over. Boom. The neck is roughly here. Matter of fact, I think it's where I position the helmet. That's what got it looking weird to me. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Curve this. Sharp edge. We got another curve. We got another sharp edge coming down. Looking like a robotic shadow right now. Boom. Helmet comes right about here. So honestly, like now that I'm going over it now, like this is why it was really beneficial for me to add the anatomy. So like for example, when I did his skull, I still broke it down in a way where I was still, you know, really drawing from scratch, kind of, you know what I mean? Like really adding in those, you know, like these guidelines and like where I'm gonna place the ear and stuff like that, like where I would place, you know, roughly place the eyes and the nose, and that helped a lot because it helped me a lot to figuring out like what look weird and what don't look weird, because it's still like a level of, you know, like we with 2D animation and art, it's still, you know, fundamentals of like 3D, you know what I mean? And that's what makes this stuff look like it pop, even though it's still, you know what I mean? So definitely like you using that was like very helpful. Now that I'm getting to like the final stages of the sketch where I'm actually starting to like it, because like now that I'm flushing it out the way I am, I'm actually starting to like the sketch. You know what I mean? Prior to before, I was just like, nah, I'm not really digging this show. But Zero just got such a tough ass design, like in general, for real. And when I mean tough, I mean like he looks like a beast, like, you know what I mean? Real good character design. Now we don't need those guys that we had before, so we can get rid of that. Yeah, now we really starting to flesh out Zero. And we got this crystal or emblem, whatever this is, on the helmet. We'll add that. Boom, he has this line, this arc line that comes across. Boom, right there. I'll probably do the hair last. I'll just add in, you know, some bases of it. Now, in Illustrator, I'm just not sure how I'm gonna do the hair, cause I don't know. I'll figure it out. Either way, I want to make sure the hair flows, it's not stiff. So we're gonna work on them curve lines, aka contour lines. We do the rest of that. hair last. So we finish off with the opposite arm and that sword, and we are done for real, for real. Then we can move on to the digital part. Well, first of all, this foot is too small. I think it should be good. Wait, I forgot about this. I think that needs to be over more. I think the helmet needs to be a little bigger in the back, towards the back. Right back, y'all. Gotta check my food. Mm-hmm. Say it again. It's not. No, it's not off. No, it's not. Hmm. You got supervision. You can't be seen where the camera is faced on this. Tell her to get out of here, y'all. I don't even know why she keep bothering me while I'm trying to do stuff. You know, like, oh. That's the missus. Ask me to do stuff as usual. His joints like that. Boom. All right, now it's time to get this other arm. This sketch is coming out pretty good. I think now we done for the most part, man. I'm satisfied with this. So I'm about to take a break so I can stretch. And the next time I'm on here, I'll probably, show a process on the vectorization part in Adobe Illustrator. Not sure what I'm gonna do to do the line work. Cause I'm not too good with the pen tool, and the pen tool is kind of stiff for me. I don't know, pause. But either way, appreciate y'all for pulling up, and we got another successful art session done. And again, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel for more sessions like this, because this is gonna be an ongoing theme for me. You know what I mean? Showing these sketches and then showing y'all through my process, and then also bringing y'all into what we're doing on the digital side as well. So, all right, tap in with me, family, and we out. Peace.